Hey, I'm Tom Winkler, creator of Duty Man and Whack Your Boss. And what do we have here? I'm drawing the boss from Duty Man as a zombie because that's the new version on Google Play. You can get Whack Your Boss Zombieland free. Download it right now. Here he is, half reading, because he's dead, a report in the office. I always try to draw a nice arc of the belly. There's a bit of a line of action there where he's going to have an arc that goes from his chin down his belly and then back around, boomeranging all the way to his toes, which will be just slightly to the left. You'll see it happen right here. See this? See the way the foot is behind the neck almost there? The ankle is behind the neck. That nice arc from the feet all the way up to the chin. Green, because he's a zombie, and you can download that free. Zombie number 2. We already did a sort of a perplexed zombie that's rather productive. This one more has the Frankenstein look with his arms going out in front of him, kind of like a sleepwalking look. Again, we'll have a bit of an arc down his belly a bit here. I like to make a little bit of a paunch on his stomach. Initially, when I first was designing this game many years ago, I was going to have him be more like a frat boy style boss, like kind of in shape. And I decided to go with more of the putty butt kind of doughboy look. I drew one foot here, and then I thought, why not make something different on his foot that's extended out? If he's a zombie, he wouldn't really be paying attention so much to fashion. He might even be a little bit sloppy with some of his clothing falling off, so why not give him the decrepit look with a little bit of clothing falling off? For zombie number 3, I start off with a nice close-up, screaming, crying, in agony, in pain. I even erase a little bit of his skull as I move up so that I have room to add his fingers. I didn't plan this, and that's why I have to erase it to add the fingers as he sort of clutches his brain in utter mindless contempt and dismay at being a zombie and wondering why he's still in the office, why there are 3 bosses, why he can't be the only boss, the only tyrant, the only fascist running everything, using his corporate speak to boss everybody around and control them. I shrink him down a bit because his head was so big. I knew I would shrink him down. And I draw him here with his elbows up, mainly because I wanted to make a contrast with the other 2 poses who are already standing and their arms are out in front of them. Same here. If I had drawn his legs going straight down, standing up, they would have gone right off the page. So I drew him kneeling. That's how quickly the decisions get made here. If it looks like he won't fit, just draw him kneeling down. Make the tie a little thicker. And speaking of thicker, see the way his stomach is nice and big there? But here, he's looking more like the triangle in shape guy. I designed the boss on the game, Whack Your Boss Zombieland, to be more like a paunchy boss rather than an in shape boss. Our lady character, why not do 4 today, right? Here she is in shock that she has to work in this zombie environment. I already thought to myself that I would draw her as humanoid with pale skin rather than green skin. Shrink her down a bit so that her head will be about the same size as them. I put her at a desk to give her like a really pathetic little, tiny little workspace so that it's just really depicting a pathetic little life of having to do your entire job on a little tiny little surface. Kind of like the movie 1984 or Brazil, where you've got people just sitting at this tiny little space where their whole life is just completely ruined. Here's her little work paper, and make that workspace just almost as big as where her elbows are there. A very simple square, dead zone, nothing fancy, not even little legs there, nothing. Here's where I zoom out, I bring her forward, and just throw in a hint for a background, and now they are in a place. All it takes is a few lines to hint at where they are. If I put a horizon with a tree, they'd be outside. But here's a few things to add here. I ultimately decide, those things may not stay, those little window things. I go to work on the hinting again of the water cooler, but I go back and take these away because I have a better idea. How's business when working with zombies? Are they in jail with bars? No, siree, these are not bars. This is a graph showing how business is going down. That red line depicts bad. Now, I have a choice here to leave red as the only red in the scene, or, voila, make her red as well. So we've got a little bit of red contrasting. As far as the story goes, here she is without red. It's only red on the chart, and it's the only red in the scene. But when we put her with red and her red ties in maybe to the red on the chart, We could think as far story-wise that she is somehow responsible for the business going downhill. But if we go back to white, she has nothing to do with it. It's just red, and the viewer's eye will go more to the red if it's the only red in the shot. So if your story is more about her causing the decline of the business, you'll make her dress red and the chart red. If it's not, and if it's just about business is bad because of the zombies, you'll make just the chart line red, and then eyes will go to that, and they'll feel, oh, there's zombie bosses and there's a red line. There must be a problem here. In summation, we have drawn 3 bosses very quickly. Nice arcs in their bodies, nice big bellies, except for this guy who has more of the jock sort of frat boy look with the triangle, wide shoulders and narrow waist. Shrink him down. I experimented with a little bit of green stuff coming out of his mouth. I didn't talk about that, but it's here in the instant replay. We draw her over to the right, her tiny little waist, her tiny little desk, her tiny little world, all crumbling because zombies have taken over. Red indicates involvement, white does not. Thank you for being a fan. Please click subscribe and ring the bell and you'll get notifications when I upload a new video. Thank you.